in what's expected to be quite an intriguing matchup. David Benavidez is stepping up to light heavyweight to take on Alexander Gvodzyk on the undercard of Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, Saturday, June 15th. This could be a compelling fight. Let's talk about it. In a battle between two stout fighters at light heavyweight on the undercard of Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, the co-main event will feature David Benavidez, former 168-pound champion, moving up to take on former world champion Alexander Gvodzyk in a fight that is going to determine who may be the next man up after the dust settles between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. As this fight is being set for this Saturday, June 15th, many people are feeling that Benavidez may be stepping into some deep waters he may not yet be prepared for. When we last saw Gvodzyk at his best, it was when he had taken on one Adonis Stevenson, where he totally brutalized Stevenson and took him out. His present record of 20-1 with 16 KOs is simply blemished by an October 2019 TKO loss to Artur Beterbiev, and that fight was a unification battle that saw the two men coming together for undisputed opportunity, and Gvodzyk dropped to Beterbiev in a hard-fought match, and he took 4 years off since that fight to come back. He's now 37 years of age. Now, 10 years his junior is David Benavidez. He, who is a two-time champion at 168 pounds, super middleweight, that had been looking and yearning for the opportunity at Canelo Alvarez, who wants no part of it. His record currently is 28-0 with 24 KOs, and Benavidez, who is 6'2", the size and frame of a light heavyweight, with a 74.5-inch reach, gives nightmares to the likes of a much shorter Canelo Alvarez. Even though this division may be where he is suited best at the present, one thing can be said: to step up against Gvodzyk is really a challenge. Now, the best thing going in favor of Benavidez is the fact that he is 10 years the junior of Gvodzyk, but that 4-year layoff after the brutal fight that he had with Beterbiev may have given Gvodzyk the type of rest that a warrior really needs. Had he lived the fighter's lifestyle when he was off? Was he just taking it easy, not in the gym, not training? Or was he staying in shape, knowing all the while that he would return? This remains to be seen. But since he has returned, he's had 3 matches starting in February of 2023 with Jose Obano, then in May of 2023, Richard Bolotniks, and then of September of 2023 against Isaac Rodriguez. But I'm going to tell you that David Benavidez is none of those men. His last 3 matches have seen him destroy the likes of David Lemieux, Caleb Plant, and Demetrius Andrade in such fashion that it is really what made Canelo Alvarez seek higher ground. And it's okay, because David has time to move. Canelo, who is still only 33/34 years of age, but much older in boxing years because he turned pro in his teens, will be fading on out. And Benavidez is an heir apparent to a reign of any champion. But light heavyweight currently has some real bangers there. And if Benavidez is up to the task, this first go round with the likes of Gvodzyk is going to show us whether he really truly deserves to be there. There's a downside to the time off that Gvodzyk has had, because timing is very important. But if he has remained who he has always been, this is definitely not a cakewalk for the likes of Benavidez. He's a fighter that wears guys down. He's from the Ukraine. He's 6'2" with a 75.5-inch reach, and he bangs, and he's strong, and typically he knocks his opponents out. We're going to find out if David has what it takes. And this is definitely someone he is not going to just simply be able to walk over. If he does, that means that Gvodzyk is done. But Benavidez needs a stiff challenge. The way he has been going, he's been pretty much having his way in the sport of boxing, and he needs those type of challenges. He needs to definitely put Canelo in his rearview mirror. That young man's never going to fight him, but he's going to have to carve out his own legacy. He has already proven he's the best fighter in the Benavidez family. So it's time to start making those waves. I believe if he's successful this Saturday, then he's going to remain at light heavyweight and wait for a title opportunity sometime next year. Will it happen? It remains to be seen, but it is definitely fireworks whenever Benavidez steps in the ring. He's a face-forward fighter looking to destruct and destroy his opponent. Gvodzyk is an extreme, severe test, and we can't wait to see it. The co-main could outshine the main event on this Tank Davis versus Frank Martin card, and many people will be fortunate to be in attendance for this battle. The fact that it's taking place on pay-per-view at the MGM Grand is a delight for fight lovers. But I'm telling you, if you're going to see something, make sure you're there for that co-main event, because something is going to happen. And if Benavidez isn't up for the challenge for Gvodzyk, it simply means that Gvodzyk has always been better, just not as good as Artur Beterbiev. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, the third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.